Decided to start another tomato carcinus from New Zealand. Got this concretion. It's not the biggest, but I look at this. You can see how this side is way rounder. Let me get this light better. Way rounder down here, flatter up here. So this has got to be the top of the crab. This is the rounder side, so this is the back. This is the square side, so this has got to be the front. So right claw's got to be right here. Left claw's got to be right there. So what I'm going to do is make a mark. And drill a hole right there. Actually kind of behind, off center, down below, and should hit carapace. Gosh, here. Boy, I didn't expect the carapace to be that high in the rock. But that little spot there, boy, did I slam into it. I don't think I damaged it too bad. But that was a little nerve-wracking. Anyways, that's I hit carapace already. How nice is that? So I'm going to take this rock down real carefully and then go to smaller tip and smaller air scribe and expose some of that, then take off all this side rock. That's coming off quite nicely. I'm very surprised. Alright, now that we have carapace for Shirley Durley here, I'm going to take off all this rock. All the way around. That's going to take a long time. I'm not going to bore you with all that, so I'm going to just get to work and show you when I have all this rock down and maybe make another round around this carapace. Okay, that was an arm. That made my arm kind of sore, or shoulder really, but that worked out faster than I thought. That wasn't even maybe 40 minutes at tops. So knowing how this crab carapace is shaped, which makes it one of the easier crabs to prep, even though there's lots of rock to remove, I can take my flat chisel here and take off this rock going down, because it's going to just be going down on all sides. Now this being the front of the crab, it's going to be taking a nosedive, where the back of the crab is very gradual, goes down. So you ought to take those things into account when you're taking rock down to get close, because obviously you don't want to hit the crab. So I'm going to go all the way around here and I'll come back and start using the other tool. Alright, sorry about the machine noise. Anyways, that chisel tip did a nice job of taking down this rock. And you got to be careful. If I've said it once, I've said it probably 100 billion times. You make a mistake with this chisel tip, it could be a massive mistake. So, now to the ME9100. Holy cow, get a load of that. Jesus. No calcite. Coming off just as nice as you can possibly even dream about. Wow, that's freaking beautiful. Wow, I can't remember the last time I got that far in one day. But man, that's coming off beautifully. And I think I hit the crab somewhere here. Well, if I can't see it, it's not too bad, except for the first little doink, which is now terrible because the crab is coming out so nice. All the pustules and everything, just freaking gorgeous. Anyways, I'm going to get back to this, and I'm going to start making this into a bowl shape, because I don't want to hit these legs, which are, you can see, they're right there. 1, 2, 3, 4. On this side, they're a bit stacked, so not good, but you know, you take what Mother Nature gets. There's a crack, or what appears to be a crack right here. So that right now is kind of concerning, but we'll wait and see. Anyways, now to this tool to do that again. Okay, you can see I went around here again. Just one little pass. You don't want to go too far too fast, because you don't know where those claws are at, you don't know where the little elbows are at, and you don't know how high the legs are at. Chances are you won't hit them this depth, but you don't know. Anyways, back to this tool. Take down this rock. I just keep working that carapace down. Then I'm going to start taking this down into a bowl shape, and I'm going to hit something somewhere. Hopefully I won't hit it too bad. Okay, that crab is sitting there just like that. I can now take off a whole bunch of rock here behind it. I'm going to start bowling this. In other words, I'm going to take rock off this way, and maybe a little bit more up here, because I can still go down a little ways. So, see you in half an hour. Okay, so bunch of rock taken off, and I've taken my chisel super jack. It'll pass through there. I'm going to start taking this down until I can find the two coxa there, and then those attached to the first legs in the rear, and then try to follow those out and hopefully not destroy anything. The way this, there's always a reason why concretion is formed the way it is, and with this bulbous part here compared to here, I'm hoping this claw isn't gone. I don't think it is, but I don't know. Hopefully this is just one giant claw on this side. Going to find out in a matter of time, not today, but my shoulder is killing me, so this is probably it for today. Okay, couldn't help it. I was just starting to put things away. I thought, well, maybe if I just do one more pass, I can find the rear end of that crab. And there's the back of the crab carapace, right there. That's where it drops down. The coxes are right there, or hopefully are right there. There's more rock here than there is here, so it just makes me wonder what's going on there. Anyways, I'm calling it quits for sure this time, and I'll see you in the morning, the next day, whenever. there. First joints to the first legs. Those are called coxa. I rammed into that leg. Not too bad though, but big mistake. I didn't know it was that high. But this is looking pretty good. Crab is actually sitting like that. So anyways, long ways to go, lots of rock to remove. I might start expose these legs, see where they're going, and I might take tops of this rock off, see where this cluster of legs are going. These are stacked. I wish they weren't stacked, but the way it goes. That's actually what's left of a gastropod, so it's not, I didn't damage anything there, and that's part of a clam, didn't damage anything there. So back to work. Man, I'm just reading this crab all wrong. Not all wrong. I read it right in the rock, but look at how high that crab is up in that rock. It's just super high. Anyways, so I'm just merrily going along, thinking the crab is sitting like that, and I think it's not quite that high. But if you can see that right there, that color. Zoom in so you can see that. That color right there. That doesn't look right. I think that's crab stuff. That part of the right pencil claw. So real quickly do an exploratory. That's not my claw, that's sticky. Dang. Oh, that was clawing so nice too. So anyways, I'm going to do some work here and follow this out here like so. Man, that's sticky. I don't like that at all. At all. Man, that is just not cooperating. Oh well, there's always give and take. Always a trade-off. Great carapace, and the rock's coming off these first joints really nicely, but not on the claw, or at least that part of the claw, anyways. So I'm gonna do a bunch of work here, and I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done. I found that's the propolis. You can see the top of it sticky, but the side is actually quite nice. Here's the, what is that, carpa, another part of the arm. But as I already mentioned, I think I already mentioned it, there's less rock here than there is here. So this has got me quite worried, so I'm coming over here to see if I can find claw. I'll sleep better knowing if I can find a claw there. So that's what I'm going to do, is see if I can find that claw. That's a bit deeper than that one, but there it is. So now I can sleep tonight. Alright, back to work. I'm going to uncover this a bit more. This is getting fun. Get a load of that. Alrighty then, it's getting there. Alright, got some legs here, but if you will see the position of these, where these legs come out on the edge of the concretion, which is right there, this one is going in a different direction, so I'm hoping that one curves back. Maybe that's, I don't know, find out. you hit a joint, the legs can go anywhere from a joint. I mean, normally you know which way direction they are going, but sometimes they they don't always cooperate. Anyways, back to work. A little bit of shell came off that leg right there, so I'm going to take just a little bit of glue. Oh, Jesus Christ, Ronald. And put it on that leg there, and hopefully I won't lose any more shell. So, cross your fingers for less shell removal. So, I didn't get very far. You can see that is very soft there. So, more glue, try to hold that together. Jeez, that's some soft stuff. Just do what you can, try to save what you can. Go on. Okay, we back this up. Now you can see definitely with this leg and this leg coming all the way to the edge of the rock. That's that top little circle there, this little side circle, and the one directly below this leg has got to be following that leg, so it cannot be this leg, right? Come on. So I'm going to follow this up or out, and hopefully that's going to take a turn, and I'm going to have hopefully a whole leg here with tippy. The dactyl end of that leg would be super nice. So back to work. Let's find this thing. I don't know what's going on here. That might be the end of that leg. Let's find out. There's a little something here going on. I don't know what's going on there. Not looking good. What are you doing? That might be LA. Geez, I don't know. Let me take some of this rock off and see what the heck's going on around here. Okay. Obviously, Murphy is involved in this one. That thing is making a turn all right, but it's going in that direction. So, I believe this first leg here is going underneath all three of these. This one you can't see because it's stacked right underneath this one. So, worst case scenario. That's the way it goes. That's Mother Nature for you. Yep. Alright, well, I'm going to call it a day. See you later, Gators. Okay, a little nippy in here today. Only 45 degrees, but got the heaters on. Gee, my glasses are fogging up. It's always something. I'm going to clean up this rear end. See if I can follow these legs out. Hopefully get some more claw exposed. That's my plan for today. Boy, it must be cold. There we go. Having to take the air from there to blow off my glasses. The steam coming out of my desk mask is steaming up the glasses where I can't see what the heck I'm doing. It's been a very long time since I've had a rock where the crab concretion where the rock comes off the crab this nice. And there, not a bad run. A lot of cleanup still, but I'll do the cleanup later. Now on to these legs. So here I am just cruising along, attacking these legs over here, and I see this little tiny teeny orange spot. So I just start messing with it, and let me zoom in so you can see that. Right there. Now I know it's a definite something, but it just seems awful high, but what does that mean? So I'm going to work around that and see what's going on. It's got to be a leg. Actually, I'll see if I can do it in front of your eyeballs. Alright, I gotta get my Optivisor 10 here and do some concentrating. So, I figured it was a leg. I almost kind of knew it was a leg, but I'm always second guessing myself. I don't know why I do that, but I do. But I saw this little divot right here, this little bend in this piece, and then it came to a stop, so I thought that has to be a joint. So I dug down deep, and now here's another piece. So that's definitely a leg. So, well, actually, let me zoom up so you can see that. Now you can see that. Can you see that little divot right there? And then it comes to a stop right here, and then you can, when I dug down, you can see more orange there. So that's definitely a joint and a leg going to, well, out here. Actually, I think that's it right there. Anyways, got some more work. And there. Boy, I wish I could concentrate like I used to. Zoom in here so you can see this. Here's another leg, another joint. Leg coming off the joint. And that one is right there. There's one there. Oh, and this one's stacked. Dang it. Oh well, there he goes. way Mother Nature. Back to work. Working on this second leg showing. Come to the end and it's getting real flaky. Let me zoom in on that so you can see what I'm doing. Oh, Jesus, Ronald. I don't usually show how much I'm gluing when I'm working on a fossil, but it's definitely more times than you think. I glue stuff quite a bit. Oh, geez, that is flaky. That's flaky there too. Can't save it all, but I try to save what I can. So I'm going to take, heck, I'll do it right here in front of your eyeballs. Boy, that came off pretty easy. Dang. Oh, I can't believe it. I'm just missing so much shell. So much shell wants to come off. I don't know why, but the legs have just got really, really soft. I'm talking soft. But that's Mother Nature, always throwing curveballs at you. Alright, back to work. Okay, you saw that little mini heart attack where that just came off. It's amazing how this rock is coming off this crab. I just wish these legs weren't so soft. So on the edges. On the inside they seem okay. But if you can see the little circles there, so that's that leg. That little circle is that leg. That circle there, I should be using my pointer. That circle there is pretty well stacked, so I may be able to get, I don't know. And then now I'm gonna work on this guy right here, and then follow these all the way over here. I'm assuming this one has got to be this leg right here, numero uno, on the leftio sido. All right, back to work. Okay, let me show you something here. I'm just starting this leg on this end, which I think is this leg on this end, or this first leg on the left. And this first leg on the left is going in at that angle, and that leg is going in at that angle. So this is why I'm always second guessing myself. What is going on? And of course, when you uncover rock, you go, aha, well that's it, that was simple. Anyways, let's hope that's the way it works out this time. You see what I mean here? It's just starting to make sense. You see that little line there? So it's not showing the leg going this way, it's showing the leg going this way with a slight curve to it. And with these joints here, this one's got to be right here somewhere. And so that's where that leg turns, and this one goes right to that joint. Yeah, that's the ticket. Easy peasy. You can now see, of course I widened that leg out a bit so you can see it better, but you can now see that the closer this leg gets to that joint and where this leg takes off of, it now makes total sense. That's why I'm always second guessing myself. I shouldn't, but I do. That's why I am. Just shoot me if you don't like it. Oh, sorry. Alright, back to work. And there you have it. Now it makes total sense. At least to me it does. That always throws me off. Anyways, so 3 legs on this side, 3 legs on this side, 1 buried on this side, 1 buried on this side, 2 more legs up here called claws. They're just modified legs. It's decapod, 10 appendages. 2 were turned into something to eat with. Okay, so now I'm going to expose a lot of this here, take out a lot more rock off this pincer area. Okay, there's a plug for paleo tools. I took off this thing that they actually sent me for free, which was very nice of them, paleo tools. They're in Utah, so I could get closer to the shell without you know, having more room at a different, so I could have the angle that I wanted to take rock off of this right propolis. And just those few minutes and it's already coming back to shape. But man, that it's amazing what that does to my finger. So that just goes on, and my ME 9100, and I just can't believe how much that saves my finger. Wish I found that 20 years ago. Anyways, I'm going to try to find this dactyl here somewhere. And well, whether I can find that or not, I don't know. That's a definite claw kisser. So, fingers crossed on this guy. This one's here somewhere. I just got to keep digging. And there it is. You saw that right in front of your very own eyeballs. Let me zoom in to see if I can show you that a little better. That's right, a little spot right there, that dark spot. That's the dactyl. You can see how high this propolis is. Dactyl starts way down there. So it's going to be, those tips are going to be in the eyeballs or under the face or who knows where. So they are where they are because that's where Mother Nature put them. Now I'm going to take off a bunch of rock right here. Except I'm going to use this tool. Hold on. Don't want to use that tool with a Optivisor number 10. That's just too close to the work. God. Woo! Holy moly! Oh boy, I read that one wrong. Holy moly. You think after 30 some years of prepping crabs I know what the heck I'm doing. Oh man, did I luck out. There's the propolis of Lefty. Right there. Just a little teeny tiny nick. And I was going to town. Brr, 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 brr. Holy moly, I always say when you make a mistake with this one, it could be a big mistake. And man, did I luck out on that one. Holy cow. Seems to be something wrong here though with the way that's placed, but like I say, I always second guess everything. You can see that my second guessing again looks like it was for naught, which is par for course, but that's starting to look normal now that I'm getting more rock off of there. So all's good in the neighborhood, the crab neighborhood. Alright, take off some more you know what rock. That's all it is really, just keep taking off rock, exposing the critter. And look at that damage from the big tool. Very, very slight. I mean, I put glue on there, but very slight. I really lucked out on that one. So I'm going to see if I can take up a bunch of rock off here, expose some of this dactyl, see if I can find that dactyl. Yeah, I might be able to find that dactyl. Cross your fingers. Okay, there's the right dactyl. I can see where that's going. There's the left dactyl. I can see where that's going. So I'm going to take this monster and hopefully not have another heart attack. I always do that. I put on the Opti 10 so I can see what I'm doing close up, do a better job. You don't want that with this guy. Bingo, bango. God, I love how this rock is coming off in most places anyways. Alright, now I'm going to follow these dactyls out. If I can. Oh, change optivisors. Okay, beautiful dactyl here. Can't get much of that one. I'm thinking maybe, just maybe, I don't know if I'll do it or not, but there's so much rock back here. Why don't I just cut that off and expose the back? I don't know. Anyways, I'm going to start. I just sharpened my scribe. Put that back on. I'm going to start taking all the rock around off the legs and start 3D'ing this stuff and shaping the rock, a rough shape anyways. And then probably save that for last, because always getting in these deep canyons is really gets, the deeper you go the more difficult it becomes, and just it can get into be a pain in the you know what. So I'm just going to do stuff like that, each and every leg. Do that, then shape all this rock, work my way around the front where it's the hardest, and go from there. So there's an awful lot of rock to remove. Jesus, awful lot of rock to remove still, but it's just a slower process. But it's more fun because it's more exciting and you're exposing more stuff, and the more you move around all these things, these appendages and stuff, the better it looks. I don't know, I like it. And that's what one leg looks like once you've tacked from one side to the other side. I mean, it still has more work to do, but that's the brunt of it. So I'll do that to each leg, Then get under the claws. Might do some rock shaping here. So, back to work. Okay, kept wanting to go there. Anyways, there's where I've gone around the legs on this side. Haven't touched this side. Look at the difference. Huge difference. And that's just roughing it out. That's none of the fine work. Not even close. So anyways, it's all a process. The more work you do on it, the more detail you do, the deeper you go. It's just the better it looks. And of course, the rock smoothing. I love the rock smoothing. Jeez, I love that stuff. I don't know why. Something wrong with me, I guess. Whew. Okay, that was one heck of a prep session. I can't believe I got that far in about 4 hours. I haven't looked at the clock, but I'm guessing 4 hours, maybe 5. Anyways, you can see how this is starting to look like a pretty dang nice crab, even though it's only showing 6 legs. But with the circles below there, you know there's legs below there. They're just not, they just won't be exposed. So tomorrow or whenever I get back to this, I'll take all this rock off and start exposing as much of the claws. And I don't know if I'll get to that face or not. That's going to be pretty tricky. Anyways, I'm done for the night. Hello everybody, a new day. Today I'm going to work around these claws, taking a little rock around here, all this clear across to here, some inside here. So that'll be my plan of attack for today. There's roughing it out with the big chisel, the big scribe, and now the finer stuff, it's the smaller scribe. Okay, took off a bit of right here, took this down farther. I'm going to show you something that I really don't want to show you, but where this rock is stuck onto the tops of these propotuses, these claws. The only way to get that off is to wear it off. I've done that to entire crabs, but when you do it to the entire crab looks the same, even though it's not pristine. But what you do is you take the side of your air scribe and you literally, come on, and carefully now you can see how god-awful that looks, but once it's all sauced up and everything done, it doesn't look that bad. But you can't use acid because acid will just eat up the shell. I've seen that once. That looks terrible. That's even more terrible. But that's what you do when you, usually it's calcite. This isn't calcite, but it's just sticky stuff. So I'm going to do that to all of this. Take this down, and then I'm going to go over here and start on that side. The farther I'm going that way, the more sticky it becomes. Whew, there you go. It's far from perfect. This is what pristine looks like right there, and then it gets into that stuff. But you can see when it gets wet, you can hardly see it. But even though it doesn't look bad when you're said and done, you still don't like doing that. And back this up. Okay, now I'm going to go over and do this side. Okay, this one got a little beat up here. That was about as sticky as it can possibly be, but it doesn't look too bad. And now I'm going to work on this right dactyl right there. The movable pincer on the right hand side. big fat head's not in the way. Go as slow as you need to, whatever makes you feel comfortable. Go down this side, and probably work around this a little bit to get more of that pincers on this left one. Alright, now my plan of attack is to get on the inside here, and I took this thing off. You can see this is a lot easier to get into there than that, so this gives me just a little bit more room. Be cognizant of the fact that the carapace is right there. And if you start rubbing that little sharp metal point up against the carapace, it will mark it. How do I know that, you ask? I'm not going to say. Get a load of that. Getting down this area right here, that spot right there on either side is really tough because it just goes inward to fit this joint here. This not propotus. I can't think. Let me zoom in so I can show you what I'm talking about. Right there, which I've already lost a piece of that elbow, and I went to grab it with my tweezers, and that little tiny piece broke into 3 pieces. Anyways, I'm going to glue this quite heavily. When that's dry, that's what I can reach with this tool, but with this little small finer point I should be able to finish that up not nice, a bit nicer than it is right there now. So, back to work. Okay, I took a bunch of rock off of here and then here, letting that cure up a little bit. It feels pretty dry. Hope it doesn't break. I've lost more than one of those in the past, that's for dang sure. Let me zoom in so you can hopefully see what's going on here. Oops, wrong one. This rock right in there, really tough to get. So, sorry for the noise. Like a freaking cave. Now it's full of dust, but that's better than it was. It's hard to see because now it's full of dust, but I'll attack it a little bit again after I clean it, maybe tomorrow or the next day. But now I keep removing more of this rock in between the face and the pincers. Oh, jeez. Man, that lower pincer, which is part of the propotus, it is the propotus, tough to get. It's real dusty there now, but that's a pretty good claw. Okay, what I can do this side I don't know, but I can at least go down a little bit further. So further I will go. Those are tough. Who thought you'd go cave spelunking when you're prepping out a crab, but there it is. That one's a little better than that one. I can still do a little bit more work on those, but man, those are tough. Anyways, I'm going to finish up this little area right here, at least roughing it out anyways. You can see I put tape here to protect that face. I scraped it once here, but it was such a minor scrape, I don't think anyone's ever going to see it. Okay, sorry to show you that, but man, my shoulder's killing me now. I can dress that up here a little bit more, but that's basically going to be it. You know, besides cleanup, of course. Now I'm going to just start shaping the rock the way I want it. So that's a kind of a boring job, but basically all I do is take my air scribe, constantly looking at the edge into the crab. And that's basically what I do. When I can get these lines here all around the crab, just about all the way up to the critter, whatever part of the critter I'm working on, then it's good. Then I can do my grinding or smoothing or whatever I'm going to do. Guess I can take the tape off. Okay. This is going to take me a couple of hours. I won't bore you with all this, but I'll show you when I'm done. Alright, that's the gist of it. That's basically where I want the rock shaped around this crab. It'll go down a little bit further, especially in a couple places when I do the rock smoothing. And I've got still finish around these joints. I can't get to this one over here for this left arm. A little bit more 3D in places, but not much. So I'm going to start rock smoothing, and the only thing that's going to slow me down are these places I'm going to have to work at. So rock smoothing is simple. I look between where I'm going and where I'm starting, Even though I have a nice shape already because that's the way I planned it. And that's all it is. I take that into the leg, do that all the way over to here, do that into the critter, and get it nice and smooth, and it gives it this nice lightish colored appearance, which is what I like. I've ground before, and that's pretty good too, but I like this better. Anyways, this is going to take a long time. I certainly won't get that done today. That's going to take me at least today and tomorrow and maybe some of the next day. Depends on how hard some of these areas are. I got some really weird rock right here in between the face. I mean, this carapace and this critter right here, a little bit over here. Really weird. Looks the same, but it's not. Anyways, I'm going to work. There. This will give you a better idea of, jeez. That's what I do, is carve a line, and then I take that, smooth the rock out into the critter, slow and easy, try to get as smooth as possible. Sometimes, depends on the rock, sometimes it comes out pretty darn smooth, other times not so smooth. But either way, making it even somewhat smooth just makes it so much nicer. Wow, that is some weird smoothing out rock, that's for sure. Oh, Jesus. It looks better, but oh, I don't like that at all. I might be doing some grinding on this baby. Way it goes. You never know what kind of rock you're going to get. And from the same formation, you can get another crab. Rock looks just the same, and it could be totally different. Anyways, back to work. Slowly but surely, getting there. Getting in there is really tough, but I can do it. It just takes time. Okay, back to work. No stopping, no rest, no break time. And there's that line, at least so far. I've been known to redo some parts 2 and 3 different times, and just do it until you get happy with it, I guess. So, got a lot more rock to remove. I got in here and got in there. Boy, those are tough spots, especially this side because the rock is really weird. So, got to finish up all this in between here, in between here, and in between there. Lots to do. Back to work. not quite there yet. I didn't finish up this area. I didn't finish up this area. Just too hard. And look at this though. Look what I found. Look what I got. That's there, the fourth leg there. Or at least 1, 2, 3. That's if you count that. 1, 2, 3, 4. And but my arm was killing me. I used to be able to do this for, God, not 8 hours a day, but 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I even had some 16-hour days back when I was younger, back in my 30s. But I'll finish that up tomorrow, and then I'll do the grinding. You know, that's a dusty, dirty job. I'll show you how I do that. And it's getting there though. It's not the best crab in the world, but it's pretty cool. I like it. Whew. You only saw the last bit of that, but I took this little tiny tool here. Let me back this up a bit. Jeez, I'm bad at that. After I finished up with the ME 9100, I did some detail work pretty much everywhere, just to give it a little more detail. Most people won't even notice it, but overall it makes it look better. At least I think so. And now it's time for some grinding. This is some dusty work, so make absolutely sure that you always wear your dust mask. All I have is an ME 9100, but I'm going on 65 years of age and I haven't croaked yet from dust. I know that the more silica in the dust, the more dangerous it is for you, because then you get what's called silicosis. How much this has, I don't know. So, all I do is I'm getting rid of the tool marks. I'm going to change tools. I changed from this handpiece to the monster handpiece, and to this day, after 33 years of prepping, I do not understand why this takes off more with the same bit than this one. But it does, I swear to goodness. Totally different way of grinding. Or at least it feels like it. Now you can see, when I tilt that at an angle, all the tool marks, no tool marks. Well, actually it's nothing but tool marks because it's sanding, but it gets rid of this god-awful tool mark stuff and leaves this beautiful shiny, not shiny, but smooth surface. So I'm going to do that from here, all the way to there, from here, all the way to there. I'll then go to a smaller tool and get closer and whatnot. I can't get with the bigger tool, the bigger grinder. And then I'm going to clean up with this and then go give it a bath. Okay, that's the big grinder. I haven't hit the small one yet. Now then, look at the difference between this side and this side. Don't look close to the critter. I haven't cleaned that up yet. So now I'm going to take the big grinder, big grinder meaning this one and not the small one. Okay, back to work. Crying out loud. How do you expect this to get done? Sitting there playing with the camera. Whew, jeez. That gets dusty. And there is roughing out this side. It took a little more time. I had some pretty tough areas to be really careful not to hit the critter over here. It was easier over here, but just a different angle. Okay, so now I'm going to take this and get to some areas that the bigger one can't get, and then I'm going to take these two guys and get to areas that the other ones can't get to. It's a process. Oh, that's a full area. Okay, so I hit this area, I hit this area, and I can't remember what else. Oh, in this area. Alright, so now to the really small stuff. Which should I work with first? I'll go with that one. Okay. Whew. That's a lot of tedious work, that one. I went all around this thing. And if you can look real closely, you can see, where's the pointer? Here's a pointer. This colors the rock a little bit differently than the other one. So I'm going to take that other one, that other smaller grinding stone, the aluminum oxide one, and try to get rid of some of that anyways. And then I can see, when you go around these things, you can see stuff that you've missed the first time. I'm going to take this and do a little bit of cleanup along here, certain areas. Hell, I'll do it now. I mean, heck, I'll do it now. Whoa, easy there, Ronald. Just lots of little itty bitty cleanup. Little itty bitty cleanup, yep. God, the more I look, the more I find. Jeez, I gotta quit looking. Okay, I'm gonna do this for another 10 or 15 minutes and it should be ready for a bath. Okay. Back and forth and whatnot between all these three tools with different bits and stuff. Takes a little bit of time, but I bet you that's less than 2 hours. It's not perfect, and as soon as I wash it, which I'm going to do right now or in a couple of minutes, I'm going to find more stuff, but whether I take care of it or not, I don't know. Being it doesn't have a face, claws aren't, or left claws aren't, you know, exposed, and legs only going so far. How much time do you want to spend? It's up to the individual preparator. Anyways, it's bath time. Okay, just got back from giving this baby a bath. I took this little brush so I can get into these little tiny areas, get all that fine dust out of there. And I took a toothbrush and just went over the whole critter. Any of the really bad spots I've already got glued, so shouldn't be I don't think I lost anything, any shell material. So once this is dry, which won't be too long, I'm going to sauce it up. But that's a pretty good B-grade crab, if you ask me. So a lot of times I'll take air scribe and give it a speed dry. That'll get boring, so I'll see you in a few minutes. About 15 or 20. Man, I gotta quit looking at this thing. There's always something to do. Okay, well, okay, bugger that. I'm done, or at least for that part. I could keep looking at it, I could keep working on it, but I'm not going to. I've got my two little artsy brushes, different sizes. Small one, bigger one. I've got my bottle of Glyptol, which is mixed with about 8 parts of acetone to 2 parts Glyptol. My shot glass, the second one in 33 years. I broke the first one after a few years. This one is, who knows how old it is. Anyways, I'm going to coat this whole thing. It'll hold all these soft legs together. That's going to be really good. This is pretty soft back in here. Wherever it's really close to the edges, it gets really soft. But I'm going to coat the whole thing. It's going to make it pop. It's going to be great. I like it. And here goes nothing. Take my Glyptol. Put some in a Glyptol shot glass. Like so. Make sure you put the top back on. Put that in there. All I do is I very carefully coat just the critter. So, legs first. Hope you can see that. Man, that's just soaking up glue. I'm not kidding, that's just soaking it up. That's how soft and porous that shell material is. The browner it gets, the better condition it's in. Which doesn't soak up near as much glue. Still soaks some up though, I'm not kidding. A lot of guys hate putting stuff on fossils, but I don't. I do on certain fossils. Most fossils I coat with Glyptol. Holds everything together. Keeps oxygen off of it, all that good stuff. And I've still got some fossils that I've had for, well, 32 years. And you can't tell the difference between then and now. So this is what I do for at least a leg. You don't want it to pull up, because if it does, you're going to end up with a nice shiny spot. And even though this makes it shinier, I don't like the fake glue in a pool shiny spots. So I do this in a very controlled way. So I'll show you when I'm close to done. Okay, I thought I'd show you what it looks like with part of it. Get some more light on this thing. There we go. These 3 legs have been done. This claw arm has been done. Nothing else has been done. Look at the difference. Everything now is solidified. Nothing's going to flake off. And look at these areas right here. I'll see if I can zoom in there. These legs, where they were starting to chip away on the shell material on these legs, now it's not going anywhere. I mean, it's glued. I even glued the little ends of the legs. Look at that. Anyways, I'm going to do this claw, these legs, and then the carapace, and I'll show you what this baby looks like. Oops. Ah, piece of crap. So with this small brush, so I got all the legs and all the claws and tippy tippies and whatnot. I also use this small brush to make a little trail of glue around the edges. I have a little bit more control with that one than this bigger one. And now I will do the carapace. Don't leave any puddles of glue, because those are not good. Keep brushing, blow if you have to. Don't leave any puddles of glue. That's a bad spot right there. Too much glue there. But while it's still not cured, you can go over it. Constantly brushing. And pick that up. And no one will know it anymore. It's now, that spot is now disappeared. Always try to keep a wet edge. If you were to stop right there and come back and finish up, you're going to have a little noticeable area. Not to everybody. People like me, I'd know. I have a very discerning eye. Not bragging, just been doing this too bloody long. Because I like me rocks. I know about me rocks. Very controlled. Very controlled. Get a load of that! And there's still one more trick I need to show you. Okay, well, the camera's still going. Where the heck was it? It was right... Jeez, I can't see it now. Dang it. Okay, I don't know where it was at. Uh-oh, bad spot right there. Dang it. Huh. Anyways, if I can't see it, nobody can. There you go. That took 19, 20, 21 hours. But since I underestimate just about everything, I'm going to say 22, 23, 24 hours. Not bad for a B grade crab. That's pretty. Alrighty then. Another rock. Out of the garage.